What's up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I'm always your host, Edwin, and where do all fights start? Round one. Let's get it. Look at that, Naoya Inoue, baby. What a crazy night last night, man. I'm still in Vegas. As you can see, I'm in the hotel room. It's early as hell out here. It's like 7:40 something out here in the morning. It's probably later out there, but I just wanted to come and make a live and a video real quick. I got a lot of footage and stuff. I learned a lot traveling out here in Las Vegas, covering this. I did this one right here by myself. I fumbled a couple bags, missed a couple opportunities, but all learning curves. Everything, it was an amazing night. I met a lot of you at the fight. Mark, Pacific Attack, all you guys, man. You guys are the best. I went out there. I had an amazing time. I met a lot of people. I socialized with a lot of guys out there. I even met the kid from True School Sports. I got to talking to him because he likes to do little Naoya things. But he's real unbiased to the point where he's real straightforward with his questions. And he doesn't sugarcoat shit. My man, right? So he went out to Japan. He was out to Japan filling the Naoya Inoue fight versus Yi Young Kim. Remember that, guys? And I commended him for sticking it out there, sticking through during the cut with Sam Goodman and the delays to the fight. So we were talking, and I was like, yo, man. I was like, listen, you think you can get me down there because you got footage with Naoya Inoue, so they know you. He's like, my man, you want to know something? I said, what? He said, I got banned for that. I said, what? He said, I'm basically kicked out of Japan for doing that, for filming Naoya Inoue walking down the hallway. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. I was like, but what happened? And he was like, they told me not to. I said, so if they told you not to do it, why'd you do it? Right? I said, when you in somebody else's country, they telling you not to do certain things, they ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm in Vegas. I went downstairs. I was like, yo, can I smoke in the room? Can I do this? Can I do that? Because if I'm in somebody else's city, country, act like a guest. You know what I'm saying? Acting like a bitty badass can get you messed up, right? So I was like, damn, bro. But I said, so you film? All you did was film it. He goes, yeah, they didn't like that shit. They asked me not to. You know how we Americans are. You know what I'm saying? We'd rather ask for forgiveness than ask for permission to do something because we're bold. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. To him, it was nothing. And it was nothing. But to them, it's a sign of disrespect that you can't follow orders. It's not whether it was nothing or not. It was whether or not you can do what we asked you not to do. That's the problem. And I can see where Japan was bugging on that, right? So, listen, let's talk about the fight. I fell asleep in this shirt, all right? It might be a little wrinkly right now because my man had to fight adversity. Hey, wasn't I the one that told you guys, respect both fighters? All this bullshit, Roman Cardenas, a cab driver, he shouldn't be fighting. I said, listen, guys, when you guys get a phone call for one of the biggest opportunities in your life, how far are you willing to go? How far are you willing to go for your family, for your babies, for your children? Naoya Inoue is a decorated champion. He got everything, but F him right now. You're Roman Cardenas, and you're looking to establish yourself. I told you guys, every fighter that fights Naoya Inoue from now on is going to fight him to the death, bro. You're going to get the best version of that fighter. And Naoya Inoue came out there. Yo, Roman Cardenas was swinging for the fences, bro. I saw Roman Cardenas live. That man could crack. Yo, them left check hooks, Naoya was barely getting out of the way from them. Any one of those punches would have dropped Naoya Inoue again. That's how, I couldn't believe how hard Roman Cardenas was punching. I was like, holy shit. He's probably got to be the strongest puncher Naoya Inoue has ever come into and the most underrated puncher. Because I didn't think he could punch like that because we didn't know nothing about him. You know what I'm saying? No wonder NJ trains with him and said, yo, NJ said, yo, you should go for it. And Marlon Tapales is his training partner. He must be rocking Marlon Tapales. They said, Marlon Tapales, step to the side, let this man take one. Yo, it was amazing, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm socializing with everybody in the crowd. And I met my man, this young, up-and-coming amateur boxer. He was in the crowd with me. Emmanuel Vargas's little brother, the one with the curly hair, he was sitting in front of me. So I got a picture with him. The kid that's sitting behind me beat him up in training camp. So he turned around and looked at me and saw that I was sitting with all of them. They got up and left, right? So I didn't know why he left. So as the day we were talking, and the kid was like, yeah, man, I whooped his ass in training camp. I was like, you beat him? He was like, psh. And he was walking by like this. I was like, oh shit. So, yo, I met a lot of exciting people there, man. It was amazing. So anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm watching the fight, right? And I couldn't believe what I saw. When Luis Pantera Nari hit Naoya Inoue, that he hit him, and he spun Naoya Inoue around, I was more on the line that the shot was hard. I think he might have dropped him basically, but Naoya Inoue's body weight, while he was throwing the punch, he went with the punch, right? So it didn't look that bad. Well, it looked bad, but it didn't look bad in the sense where that I was like, just the punch dropped him. His momentum was going that way. But this time, Roman Cardenas hit Naoya Inoue, bang, right? Yo, Naoya Inoue froze. He went like this. He went, bang. He hit like this. He froze, and then he dropped. That was a solid shot, bro. I was like, no. I was like, what the fuck was that? I couldn't believe it, bro. I was sitting there, I was like, but I was giving Roman props because you guys know me. A fight's a fight. A fight is a fight. And although I like that fighter, if this guy's whooping your ass, I'm going to tell the truth. He's whooping your ass. Right? So, all of a sudden, he goes down. Yo, the way he went down, I thought he was out for good. I didn't think he was going to get up for 1 second. When he got on his knees, he lifted his glove up and he acknowledged his corner. And anyway, he went like that. I said, nah, he's good. He's good. He gets up. And I was like, I started saying, yo, protect yourself. And the bell went ding. I was like, saved by the bell. Let's go. I was like, let's go, baby. So he goes back to his corner. Now, the Mexicans that was sitting with me, they talking shit like the whole fucking arena. The whole thing was electric, first of all. There were a few empty seats here and there, but for the most part, it was packed. The American public showed Naoya Inoue a lot of love. They cheered for his names. There were chants of Roman Cardenas, chants of Naoya Inoue. Inoue got a real big welcoming in America. There was a lot of people there to see him. T-Mobile Arena, y'all suck. Y'all supposed to be Las Vegas, the capital of fucking money. I came here with a pocket of good. It's only credit cards. I was like, I thought we in Vegas, cash is king. Pocket full of money, I can't buy shit. They only accept credit cards. My fucking credit cards got maxed out by the time I got to the lobby with them drinks at $44. I spent $500 in drinks and I only got 7 drinks. It's ridiculous, right? So my man, this Japanese dude that was there, I said, yo, I'll give you $40 you buy it on your card. He got me the shirt. I ended up getting it. I was like, word. So we watching the fight. And Naoya Inoue comes out the next round. And by this point, I'm a little weary. I was a little weary because I got hit big. So you could see Naoya was fighting a little bit more cautious, right? And the problem is that Naoya Inoue is starting. You know what I learned in this fight? Let me calm down a little because I want to teach you what I learned. What I learned in this fight, right, is that Naoya Inoue is starting to realize why a lot of fighters, particular the American fighters, fight more cautious, smarter, and then they're later in their career, they're criticized for not taking risk. Naoya Inoue went in there taking a risk against a hooker and got caught. Why you think Floyd Mayweather and them stood on the outside all the time, not going in? Because you're going into the fire. And all it takes is for a guy to lower his head. You're looking down on him and he go, BAM! That's what happened. And then we criticize our fighters. Oh, Devin Haney stood on the outside. Shakur Stevenson just stays on the outside, not taking any risks. Not like Naoya Inoue. He's a samurai. He goes in and boom, right? So he's going to have to learn, Naoya Inoue, that some fights, you just can't go in like that. You're going to have to work on the outside. You're going to have... Naoya Inoue fell in love with the knockout. That is exactly what's going on here. He feels now in his career, he can just destroy anyone, right? But there are men that are built like him that can endure power. Roman Cardenas took Naoya Inoue's punches flush and was like, pow, what's up? Pow, what's up? Let's get it, right? He was tough. He was fucking tough. And Naoya Inoue, what he had to do is break him down. He had to break him down. But he didn't. Naoya Inoue went from like point A to point D. He skipped by B, C, like that. You're supposed to break the guy down, hit him with big shots, in the middle of the round, take him out. At the, like 6, 7, 8, 9, that's when you take him out. Naoya Inoue was going in for the kill, round 2. He was going in for the kill and he got caught. And I was like, shit. That's where he's going to have to learn that when you're the best fighter in the world, it's becoming apparent that the guys that are training to fight Naoya Inoue are starting to realize he's going to make a mistake. He's going to give you an opportunity. You see when Naoya Inoue goes in, his hands are here now for some reason. He starts hitting like this, like that. And his hands were here a lot. They weren't like here when he was younger. I'm getting a little concerned with that. He's relying too much on himself, Naoya Inoue. He knows he's skilled. He knows he's tough. He knows he can crack. So he's just trying to get to it real fast, you know? And he wants to get in, knock this dude out, and go back home. You know, you could see it. He was a little uncomfortable at the press conference. You know, it's the language barrier. That's it. When I tell a funny joke, Naoya Inoue can't laugh until someone translates it to him, and it's probably backwards. It's a little uncomfortable. You ever been in a situation where that everybody in the room does not speak your language? How did that make you feel? You know, you're by communicating, you're pointing, making gestures, going like this, like that, you know. It's not that great. So you could tell he wanted to get back home, you know, to round. And so back to the fight. When Naoya Inoue came out that third round, he comes out the third round. Cardenas is, his fucking, his confidence was just through the roof, right? The Mexican fans were going crazy. They were chanting his name. Roman Cardenas come out, like, boom. And you could see he was swinging big and strong. Not only did he swing big and strong, but I was really impressed by how fast he was on the trigger. Roman Cardenas, how fast he was like, bam! I was like, holy shit, he's fast. He was leading Naoya Inoue like this. And what he would do, he would hide behind the guard like this. And he was trying to like bait Naoya Inoue like this and then come up, boom, like that. That's how he was trying to do him. Naoya kept doing that step back, going like this. And I was like, Stop evading. Stop evading, Naoya Inoue. But Naoya Inoue's body shots were hard. He hit Naoya Inoue with a body shot. I'm not sure if any of you guys caught it. I think that hurt him. Naoya Inoue went back to the ropes like this, covered up. My man came forward with like, bam, 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 bam. I was like, oh, shit. But this was a fight. We had a fight. This was two men in there competing. Like, they were fighting. It was like Roman Cardenas was fighting like there was no tomorrow. And Naoya Inoue was fighting like a champion. Like an established champion that has it all. And Roman was like, yo, let's go. Once Naoya got knocked down, he snapped out of it. You saw he changed up his approach. He wasn't going in on the inside. He was staying on the outside. And he was fighting outside and mid-range. Then he would step in, hit the body, bounce back out. And then he kept him like that. So, if you ask me, I'm still in Vegas. I haven't had time to get on social media or watch any of you guys' comments or what anybody else says. I just got up this morning. You know, my bed's still messy. You guys can see. I charge all my shit because everything died on me. Shouts out to my wife. I should have listened to you. I'm sorry, honey. She got on my ass. Charge all your stuff before you leave. I'm like, man, I'll be in a hotel room. I'll be able to charge it there. Don't worry. I touched down here, left, got there, went to turn on my devices. Dead. Battery dead. Luckily, I had a backup phone. I was like, backup phone, let's go, right? So I got to transfer over the photos from the backup phone to this phone. And so, I'm sorry, wifey, you were right. I like I said, I messed up a couple things, all learning experiences and stuff, and I'll get better from here, you know? So, I go there, and like, let me read some of y'all messages and shit too. Because I know I got a little screen here though, but what's up, guys? Frontline, how you doing? Yo, Carlos, I made it. You guys, everybody. Everybody's praying for his downfall. They all looking for him. What's up, John? What's up, David Park? What's up, Jesus Christ? What's up? Yeah, he was throwing like that. Absolute Bruce Force. Let me go all the way up and get everybody's chat here. Okay. Naoya is going to be dangerous next fight. He ain't going to get caught again. Father Shingo will make sure of that. You're damn right. He's going to pay for it at the gym. He going to pay. Father Shingo... Well, what the hell are you doing in there? Get your ass in the gym. I love it. Good father and son combination. You know Shingo ain't going for that. You know he ain't. What's up, brother? Hi. Blenders? Bro, my eyes, I'm sorry. I'll give you guys all shout-outs, proper shout-outs when I get home. Definitely. Clay, Carl Dean, what's up? Karina? You can't see the fuck. I can't make it out. The R's mess me up. They're like this with the I and makes it look like an M. I gotta get glasses. JC, what's up, man? Huge Naoya Inoue fan, but like he's giving me... What? Oh, yeah. Heart attack from bad fundamental habits. Yeah. I think you build bad fundamental habits, right? As a fighter, such as Naoya Inoue, when early in his career, the habits that we're talking about that he's breaking, he was good at. He veered away from that. He veered away from the basic fundamental habits, and he's trying to get right to the point. He's getting greedy. Naoya Inoue. He's getting to the point where he's like, I can knock out anyone. I can just beat anybody. And he's like, why do I gotta be defensively sound? Why do I gotta do this? Why do I gotta do that, right? I can just beat him up, right? And it's gonna cost you. It's nights like this that remind you, brother, stick to the fundamentals. Stick to what got you here. Stop veering away trying to do what you want to do and do what I asked you to do as a coach, single. You know what I'm saying? Naoya, in a way, bro, you're getting sloppy a little. Yeah, you're a very dangerous fighter. Yes, you know a lot about boxing. Yes, you are awesome. But when you get so good in a sport, sometimes you can get beside yourself. And it drives me crazy because he was dropping his hand in the fight, the whole fucking fight. His hand was over here. And you don't see that with Naoya Inoue. You didn't see that at the beginning of his career with the Nonito Donaire fight, with him coming up the rankings. You never saw that. He was so defensively sound. So you, in this situation, it's just a fighter so good. He's veering away from the things that got him there. Sometimes it happens to the best of us. I'm just glad and fortunate that he didn't lose it all in this fight. You know, I'm glad that Naoya Inoue definitely showed that sometimes when guys get cracked and get dropped and get hit big, they don't make adjustments in a fight. Naoya Inoue made an adjustment in the fight like that, real quick, because you know, Naoya Inoue really like as a fighter, you got to think about this. Like, you know, sometimes some of these fighters don't know how to get out of their head in a knockdown. And like, for example, right? What fight was it that I'm thinking about right now? I'm trying to think about that fight that he got dropped and he made no adjustments. There were a lot, and I criticized him. I forget. It was just a fight just recent, and I wanted to compare it to that. But my point is that when you get hit bad or you're losing in a fight, you got to make adjustments to come back in a fight. How many fights have you seen in your life where the guy calms down, makes the right adjustments, and takes the fight over? It starts to control the fight again. That is exactly what I saw Naoya Inoue do last night. He got dropped big, he was hurt, but he made the right adjustments in the fight. Devin Haney, for example, with Ryan Garcia, when he got hit and he got dropped in that fight, he was so much in his head, thinking about what his family, the crowd, his girl was thinking, right? He just kept doing the same thing. He was like shocked, embarrassed inside, and he couldn't get out of it. To snap himself out in the fight and go, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Why was I there? Like the greats, Mayweather, you hit him once, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to be able to hit him again with that shot because he learned from it. Those are the great fighters. Naoya Inoue took control of the fight. Roman Cardenas dropped him in the second round. And I was like, from there on in, Naoya Inoue was taking control of the round, of the fight. He dictated the pace. He started picking them apart the right way. He was going downstairs to the body, changing angles, snapping shots on Roman Cardenas. Roman Cardenas, yo, hats off to you, my man, Roman Cardenas. Hats off to you for fucking shocking the world and proving them all wrong. For the world betting against an underdog and not knowing with the heart and the will of a man that wants to fucking change his stars. Bro, that Roman Cardenas, for me, you got a fan. Because I'm going to tell you, I love warriors. I love competition. I like Naoya Inoue a whole fucking lot, right? But I'm in this because I'm asking myself, who's the greatest fighter in the world? What does he look like? You know what I mean? I like fucking men that let's go. That I don't care what you look like. And Roman Cardenas got my respect. He went in there and he exceeded my expectations against a fighter such as Naoya Inoue. So congratulations to you, Roman Cardenas. Thank you for giving us a fucking legendary fight, by the way. And thank you for coming out and fighting your heart out. You know, many of us, including myself, gotta be honest, I thought the stoppage was a little too soon. I'm not in the ring. The referee is. The referee's listening to those punches. The referee's job is to protect the fighter from himself. When men are too tough, and they're like the Mamaturo Gotti type dudes, bleeding all this, and they're just taking punches, but they're just standing on their feet. That's not good. It's not healthy for you. Yes, you're a tough guy. Yeah, you're not gonna fall, but you gotta save him. You know what I'm saying? That's a referee's job. Sometimes the referee's damn if he does, and he's damn if he don't. Sometimes we criticize the referee for being in the ring. This guy's on the ropes getting his head beat in, and he's over here doing his fucking grocery list. I need eggs, milk, do we need butter, right? And this guy's getting fucking murdered on the ropes. You're like, ref, do your job. What are you doing, right? And so, we get on the ref when he doesn't break up the fight. But if he breaks it up too soon, hey, ref, you should have let him go out on his shield. You shouldn't have stopped the fight. Then all of a sudden, when tragedy strikes in the ring and a man loses his life, are you blaming the ref now? Why didn't he stop the fight? No, you should have let him go on his shield. Well, look what happened to him. Now he ain't with us no more. Because you guys want to play that tough shit. So it's hard to determine which guys can take punches bigger and stronger than the other guys. When the ref hugged Roman Cardenas, he stepped in. Roman snapped out of it quick. And I looked into his eyes and I didn't think he was finished. I thought he could take some more. Well, he was getting beat up pretty bad. He got dropped once himself in the fight. Naoya Inoue, Roman put Naoya Inoue down better with a one shot. Naoya Inoue put down Roman Cardenas with a sequence of punches, but still put him down. And then I can hear those punches, bro. Like I told you guys, I wanted to know what the Naoya Inoue experience was like. And I could hear the punches. And I was sitting kind of a little back, but I had a good view of the ring. And you could hear them, boom, boom. And, you could hear Roman Cardenas' punches, right? And throughout the night, the fights I was watching, I didn't hear their punches like I heard Roman's and Naoya's punches. No. I didn't hear. I was like, what, they turn up the microphone or something in the fucking crowd? Because these guys, for as light as they are, lightweight guys, these guys are cracking. I was like, shit. So Roman Cardenas definitely came in, great opponent, underdog type story, real Rocky movie type shit here. And I really I enjoyed myself, I had a really amazing time out here in Las Vegas, guys. As far as the fight, Las Vegas is like a dead city right now. There's nobody walking around, not a lot to do. Ever since Corona took over, they really killed Las Vegas, let me tell you, right? And I thought I was going to come out here and there would be like thousands of people like walking in. It's fucking ghost town. But I didn't come out here for Vegas or their lights or anything. I came out here for the superstars of the world, the men that take dare to be great, that lace it up and go in there and fucking give us blood. That's what I came to Vegas for. I didn't come here for your slot machines or your women or any of that other shit. I'm not impressed by none of that. I came here to see a good fight, and I did. I got my money's worth out of this fight. It was well worth coming down, seeing Naoya Inoue in person. I didn't get that picture or photo because out here in America is just crazy. I was going to run to the ring after he won. They actually kicked me out. Right? I went downstairs and I went around to the side. I was like, fuck it, the fight's over. I'm going to the ring. I want to get a picture. Bro, I made it 7 feet going that way. 4 security guards just went, whoosh. They was like, no, turn around, go that way. I was like, yeah, but round one's what? Round one shit, go that way. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, damn, man, you can't get next to this dude, man. I was like, I should have been here May 2nd and 3rd and shit. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get a passport. My man will be somewhere. We'll see him again somewhere. You know? But all in all, my experience through this fight and what I learned as a man, never count a man out. Even hereditary unknown man that you might not know nothing about, like Roman Cardenas, don't count those guys out. These guys are in these gyms every day trying to change their life, trying to become a world champion. Roman Cardenas at the press conference looked at all 4 belts. He said, I'm not even looking at them. Why? They're not mine yet. He didn't blind himself with anything else. I thought I saw that when they met face to face, there was real fear in Roman Cardenas' face. Nah, I guess it was just a man showing him respect and waiting to get in the ring and take his head off. Like, Roman Cardenas, what I saw in that ring was true grit, warrior, a man trying to change his star, having belief in himself when probably everybody in the building really didn't have that much belief in you. He betted on himself. I think his stock will rise. I think Roman Cardenas will become a champion in that division as soon as Naoya Inoue leaves. Espinosa won a fight last night too, a very hard-fought fight, and I was in the crowd at the time coming into the fight telling the fans, you guys better not just count out this guy Espinosa is fighting. I said, he's a but from what I checked up on, he can fight. He was hitting him with the overhand shot, but Espinosa's shots was just breaking him. It was too much, too big, too strong. For every punch he got in, Espinosa's 1 or 2 punches was just devastating. He broke him down, finished him off, and on to the next. So I got a real good look of how Espinosa looks in comparison to the other guys. I wanted them to see what he looked like in person, how fast he looked. He didn't really look that fast. Espinosa, nah, he doesn't look that fast. He looks like, just a big guy, 6'1", right? And he's just beating up on little guys. And he puts his punches pretty good together. He throws them, right? But he's fast, but he wasn't like the lightweight fast. He's like, okay, 126 type fast. But when we saw Naoya Inoue like 118, shit like those kind of guys, those guys are lightning in a bottle. It's just a different kind of speed. But they just don't have that kind of power. Naoya Inoue is the one that brought the power to the bantamweight division, the eyes to the division, because people started saying, not only is he fast, but he's knocking people out. So, I wanted to see the comparison. So, in my honest assessment of what I saw, right, Espinosa was really good protecting the body in this one a little. My man was going up top to him. So, for tall guys like Sebastian Fundora, shit like that, their kryptonite is the overhand shot like Mendoza knocked out Fundora. He hit him with like this. So I saw his strategy, and his arms are so long from here to here, Espinosa, that he protects all of this. See, my assessment was, I think that Espinosa's too tall. That I thought that all his attributes, his length, his height, would betray him with facing Naoya Inoue, because he's small and he'll be able to maneuver on the inside. And as we all know, Naoya Inoue got those vicious body shots. They look like a whip. It goes whap, right? So I was like, this tall motherfucker, his torso it's like this. I was like, how the hell is he gonna hide his torso from Naoya Inoue? But when I saw him in person last night, I was watching him, and his fucking arms are long, bro. I was like, wow, he can really protect a lot and deliver, So I was like, okay, Espinosa, I see you. I see Espinosa's will to want to be champion, and he's fighting strong. I wish I would have saw Bruce Carrington there. I heard he was in the building somewhere floating around. Emilio Vargas, father. I saw the sons, but I didn't get to see the father. You know, that's who I wanted to meet. He was in my era. You know, Emilio's father, you know, I'm Vargas, I'm senior. He was in my era. I wanted to talk to him. You know, I got to see him from a little distance, but I didn't get to talk to him. And so when I saw that against Espinosa and stuff, I took that in consideration. And then I saw the Naoya Inoue fight. I think that Naoya Inoue was still fair really well against Espinosa. Espinosa is good, right, throwing, but I did notice that because he's so tall and long, when the little Mexican dude was getting on the inside, it would muffle his shots. He's too long. He needs a little distance to get you away to extend his shots. He was too, and then on the inside, he had to cover, and he leans too much to be able to hit the body for the smaller guy. Because he's so tall that he has to dip down and go like this to hit the guy. So I was like, you know, some of his height is gonna betray him. But when you can use it right, you can see he's a real dangerous guy. So yeah, guys, I definitely think that you know, I want to see what Naoya Inoue's next plans are. Rumors have it he's going to fight MJ Akmadalia in September in Japan. I talked to a few guys. Everybody's confirming it, that I guess that's a done deal, that he's going back to Japan to fight Akmadalia. And I think the Akmadalia fight is going to look much different. I don't want to be the guy that gets into the ring with Naoya Inoue after he feels some kind of way or, you know, got dropped, and his father's going to really get on his ass, his dad. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Naoya Inoue? What, you're going to be one of these fighters, you get dropped every fight now? And then you got to get up and fucking knock the dude out? We ain't playing that shit, not here. So, he's going to pay for that in the gym. So, the next opponent that Naoya Inoue faces, he's going to get hurt. Naoya Inoue is going to show his father, show his country, I'm not the type of guy that you got to knock me down for me to get up to beat somebody up. Like the Felix Trinidads of the world. You know, Felix would get dropped. We'd be all scared. Felix get up and destroy the dude. You know what I'm saying? But Naoya Inoue is not that type of fighter. But he is the type of fighter that's going to go in and take a lot of chances. And as you can see, that's exactly what happened. Naoya Inoue is going to have to learn and develop a style. And even though it's not going to be, you know, he's not going to like it. He's not going to like it. Why you think Saul Canelo Alvarez does that? Why you think Floyd did that? Why you think all of the greats did that? And they were criticized heavily because in the beginning part of their career, they were willing to go in the fire and mix it up on the inside, knock dudes out. They were trying to make a name for themselves. But now that you are the king, you can't take all those kind of risks. And Floyd understood that. And in order to stay king, there were certain things you needed to do. And a lot of people at Floyd's end of his career, they were, he ran. He got on his bike. Why you think he did that? You want to stay king or not? Or you want to be 32 years old, mixing it up with these young guys on the inside? What did you learn about fighting? Did you learn that the art of boxing is to hit without being hit? That's what the art of boxing is all about. When I go into a fight, the only thing that crosses my mind, you're here to assist me on whooping your ass. That's the only way I think. There's no, you're going to punch me, you're going to knock me out. There's none of that. I'm not thinking for you. I'm not going to make you a bigger monster in front of me. Oh, you got a bald head, you got a lot of muscles, you're real big, you're 6'something. What the fuck does that got to do? Right? No, you are here to assist me on whooping your ass. That's what's going to happen. That you got to have that mentality, but you got to learn. You got to learn. It's good to have that mentality, that warrior spirit. That can get you fucked up sometimes if you don't know what you're doing. You know, you could be all crazy, and you're going to get hurt. You got to know how to develop as a fighter. And you have to also understand that there's a lot of film on Naoya Inoue now. There are hundreds of dudes, man, and trainers that are either watching his films to teach their fighter or they're watching his films to learn how to beat him. And they're starting to see Naoya Inoue get a little complacent on his fighting style. He's trying to get to the point too fast. He's like on a date with a girl, and he's not even taking her out to dinner, straight to the hotel. Like, bro, like, warm me up a little, right? You know, do the things you used to do before you took her, and buy her the roses and take her on the date, and, you know, go eat, get a bite to eat, and then have a joke, laugh a little, then go to the hotel. Naoya picking her up in the car. How you doing? Straight to the telly, baby. That's how he's doing it in his fights. And I'm like, great, because you know you know what you're doing. You're so skilled, and he's just trying to get to it. But these guys are studying him.